Hey, what's up, my comic book people? Today I'm here to hit you with another comic book review. Today we're gonna be reviewing something from the publisher IDW. It's gonna be a Judge Dredd title. This series is called Under Siege. It's written by Mark Russell and the artwork is by Max Dunbar. All right, so I'm gonna read the story back to you. Then we'll get to the final thoughts and so forth at the end. Okay, so this story starts off with Judge Dredd. He's stopping this illegal football game because I guess football is illegal now, right? And in the future. Then he gets this call to go look for Judge Beeny. She's in Patrick Swayze Block. Now in Judge Dredd, every block it's like a projects, right? They're all different and so forth. And they're all named after like celebrities and singers from the past and so forth. This one's called Patrick Swayze Block. Judge Beeny was there looking for this mayor of the city. So she didn't make it back. So Judge Dredd is sent to go look for her and see what's going on. Okay, so Judge Dredd finds Judge Benny, and once he finds her, they're cornered in this spot by the mutants. So they gotta shoot their way out. It's gonna look like the freaking Oki Corral back in the Wild Wild West days. So it's a crazy shootout right here. Now mutants, they're in Mega City 1 or in the Judge Dredd universe. There are other people we forgot about over time. They're homeless. They have nowhere to stay, so they live in the outskirts of the cities of these projects, right? Every project is like a block that has its own name, and they're being exposed to this air that's toxic, and they over time turn into mutants. So they're kind of like, I guess, like a metaphor for your homeless people and people with mental illnesses and drug addicts and so forth. You know, once they become homeless, they get into all these bad habits, and so they're a lot of them become criminals. So after the shootout, we bump into the mayor. We're asking him what's going on in Patrick Swayze Block. It's more worse than usual. He's explaining to them how they had these like sewers, and that's where most of the money came from. Is that they used the city as a waste dump, right, where everybody came to throw their trash, the other cities. So that's where most of the money comes in from. But these mutants that are living out in the outskirts, they're coming in through these sewers into Patrick Swayze Block. So you got a bunch of outsiders coming into the town, right? And he's telling them things are getting pretty bad. And they had this project where they're gonna build factories and more jobs, you know, so the economy could get better at least in this city. But that fell through. It never happened. So things have been getting bad. People get more desperate and so forth. Now that Judge Beany and Judge Dredd know everything, now the rundown of what's going down, they have to figure out a way to do something about this, right? So they're walking around in the city on Patrick Swayze Block, and they run into the local gang, which is it's like a Hispanic gang. It's a Hispanic community. Think like your projects over here in East LA and whatnot, right? So they bump into this other guy named the mayor, and all the people there respect him over the actual mayor. They're like, this is the mayor. This is what we nickname him because he actually runs the town, right? Like his word means a lot more to them than what some government figure they put out there, right? And them, the local gang there, is the law, not the cops. So they don't respect judges at all. They're like, we don't trust them, and for good reason. They're like, the judges come here, they never do anything about our problems, right? They don't care about us, so we have to be the law and we have to run criminals out of town and whatnot, right? So they're looking for a way to get rid of these mutants. They want to get them out of there just as much as the judges do. So in this particular situation, they both want the same thing, but cops don't trust these gang members, and these guys don't trust the cops, and they both don't trust each other for good reasons. So the mayor, his name is Gilberto. He's talking to his people. They're talking everything over, and they're talking to the judges, and they come to an agreement that, you know what, we're gonna need each other right now because there's so many mutants out there. He has his squad is like 20 people, and then it's Judge Dredd and Judge Beeny. So there's two of them plus the Gilberto's gang, right? So he's like, you know what, we need each other right now. Let's trust these judges at this moment. We want the same thing. Let's work together. And the judge is Judge Benny is telling Judge Dredd, stop being a hard ass. Work with him. We need them. He knows this is his neighborhood. He knows the ins and outs of every block here and so forth, right? He knows the people. We'll get a lot farther with him, and we could get the hell out of this projects as well, right? Alive. And Judge Dredd decides, you know what, this is in our best interest as well. So let's work together till we get rid of these mutants. Then we'll go on our own way, right? So now we get to we have a little backstory on who Gilberto is. He used to work in waste management, and there was this girl, I forget her name. She's the one with the burgundy hair. She was working at this mall, right? So she's working there. She got fired, and times were hard to pay the bills and so forth. So she did this thing where she went to this clinic to donate a kidney, and every year someone new from her family has to donate a kidney, and in return, this place, this organization or whatever, they pay your rent and so forth, right? They take care of you. So one day she needed to give up her kidney. Everybody else in her family had already gave one up, and she wasn't home that day for the meeting, right? They come to your house at a specific time and you make your payment. She wasn't there that day because she got into this other situation where she couldn't make it home on time. So they said, we gotta take somebody's kidney. So they took one of the little kids, her little brother. And she went back to the place. When she got home, she's like, there, I'm here. They already had took off. They already took the little kid. Says, let's go back and get the little kid and tell him to replace him with me, right? Like, take my kidney. When she got there, this place wasn't having that. So Gilberto, while he was working there, he kind of backed her up. He's like, hey, this isn't right. Just because she can't make the payments on time doesn't mean you could just take her little brother. She's here now. And they got into this whole scuffle, and shit hit the fan, and they got into it. So we get a little backstory on each character here. So you could kind of grow some emotional attachment to them and kind of root for them. Show you how they're not bad. They just were dealt bad cards and how it led them to the life they're living, basically, right? Then we get introduced to the main villain, the person sending all these mutants into Patrick Swayze Block, because he's trying to take over that block. Turns out he's been living out on the outskirts as well, so he kind of turned into a mutant himself, and now he's hateful towards the people that are in poverty, the other Hispanics there. He even hates them. So other mutants now hate them because they go, look, we're even lower class than they are, right? Because they're at least still in the city. We're on the outskirts now. So they're hateful towards them, and they go, the only way to get to make this right is if we turn all of them into mutants like us, then we won't be jealous of them because they'll be the same as us. It's kind of those things where I can never rise to your level, so maybe drag people down with me. Okay, so this leader of the mutie gang, he's getting pissed off at what he's seeing because he's seen the residents of the Patrick Swayze Block coexist with the judges. And he doesn't want that, so he wants them to fight each other to make it easier for him. You know, once they're divided, he could conquer them easier. And he starts kidnapping regular civilians and family members of these guys in this gang. And he's telling them, oh, you know, if you don't work with me and attack these judges, I'm going to start killing some of your family members. At first, they're trying to decide what to do, and he throws a bunch of people off a roof. He goes, maybe this makes your decision easier. You see all these dead bodies, all these people just land. So you see all these dead bodies scattered all over the floor. And that makes everybody's decision easier. They decide to turn on the judges. They're like, I can't risk it. You know, my little brother's there, my wife, whoever they may have kidnapped from your family. So now they're put in a tough situation where they're forced to turn on the police. Our main protagonist, Gilberto, the mayor, they start going at it for a while with the judges, and he's trying to be the peacemaker, telling them, you know, don't kill each other. This is what they want. The judges and the local gang to fight each other, so it's easier for them. He's trying to reason with them, let them know what's happening. After they fight for a little while, they realize he's right. They're kind of thinking about it. They're like, he might be right. And he gets on the speaker telling everybody, don't fight with the judges. They're helping us in this situation. Once we kill the judges, these mutants are just going to come after us anyways. They're trying to be against us. And the judges at this moment are more our friend than the mutants. So there's basically like a gang war between the mutants and the locals. And the judges in this situation, they're siding with the locals, with the citizens. He's trying to make them understand that. While he's doing all this, he finds the leader. Once he finds them, they kill him. So just when you start really liking this character, and he's like our main character, he gets killed, and that makes it easier for everybody to decide, you know what, he gave his life for us. So they team up with the up judges again. And Judge Dredd catches this guy when he's trying to escape once the tide turns and all the mutants are losing. This guy tries to escape, they gun him down, and the story's pretty much over there. So what did we think of this story, everybody? You know your opinions and your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let me give you mine. Okay, I thought this was very well written. This guy Russell, he has a good understanding of the Judge Dredd universe and so forth. Anybody that reads the title, every writer has his different take on the characters. Some make them funny, some make them serious, some make them more heroic, some make them, it's kind of whatever you feel a police officer's like. Some make them a real asshole, like just how you feel they are or your experiences with them is gonna differ, right? So another thing you need to know about Judge Dredd, he's rarely the main character in his own books. It's usually about Mega City 1. We're living in this futuristic world. What are these new laws? And it's about the citizens. How do they cope with this? How do they live in this future, right? So it's always about different characters. It's never really about Judge Dredd himself. He's just there to fight the bad guy or get rid of the problem. But it's never like about him. Now we build up this character Gilberto, aka the mayor, to the point where you like him. He's heroic. He's working with Dredd, so that you like him enough so that when he got killed off at the end, you know, you felt something. You felt like, oh shit, they got him. They didn't just make him one-dimensional and then you just kill him and you don't care, or they didn't kill him early off or before you got to know him. They got to build him up a little. We got to root for him, and then he got killed because he was doing a lot of things to help out Judge Dredd a lot, and so that made you feel the loss more, which I thought was very well done, the way he went out. Okay, let's get to the villains a little bit. Now, on one side, it showed you the locals, how they were dealt bad cards, and they have some redeeming qualities, like, you know, they're helping the judges. They're not bad in nature. They're just defending themselves in situations, and they're reacting to the cards that were dealt to them. So they're not all bad. And then you have the muties they're more one-dimensional here. They weren't really fleshed out, and they never really are in the Judge Dredd universe. They're just pure bad. They have no redeeming qualities. They don't want to evolve or change. They wanna stay constantly fighting and complaining because they have all this hate towards everybody else, right? To everybody that's not mutant, they like have all this anger towards them. And here in this story is no different. They hate the locals. They hate the judges because I don't know this. They feel inferior or they blame everything on everybody else, and they want them. They want to turn everybody into mutants like them, so then they could feel like, oh, like, you know, now we're equals. I can rise to, like that thing I said earlier. They don't feel they could rise to the level of everybody else, so they want to bring everybody else down to their level. All in all, I recommend this story. It's a good one. It's a good read. It kind of shows you what makes people tick. It shows you each character or what makes them go, right, and what makes them act the way they are. So I thought it was well done. It wasn't like too cheesy or anything as some Dredd books can be, and it didn't make Dredd too much of a jerk like he can come off sometimes. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video or if you enjoyed this book, go ahead and hit that like button. Other than that, I'd just like to thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to check this video out, and I'll check you guys out next time.